cozy friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my September plan with me, but before we get started, if you haven't already, I want to encourage you guys to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join the cozy family. I'm really excited about how much we've grown in the past couple of weeks and would love for you to be a part of the family. I'm also linking my social medias if you would like to give me a follow as well and support me there. I just give a whole bunch of extra content in case you wanted to see a little bit more of what I do. Without further ado, let's get started. So I wasn't entirely sure what kind of theme I wanted to do this month, so I took to Instagram and put up a poll for all of my cozy friends to vote, and you guys made it tough. It was stuck between cozy and fall, and me being the person that I am decided to mix the two, and let me tell you, I could not be happier with the outcome. It's absolutely amazing, and I owe it all to you guys for helping me come up with a theme. Now, specifically for this one, I did contemplate painting in my bullet journal for this month, but I thought, you know what, I have children, and if they see paint, they're going to want to paint as well. So I nixed the paint and just decided to outline. However, I did go in with my stamps to write out September because I just felt like it gave it that extra cozy vibe I was looking for, and I think it looks absolutely amazing. Next, I went in with my Crayola markers, which is a little less messier in my home, and just went out and started coloring in the trees. And I really think it gave the trees a little bit of life with just this color specifically. I was really going for the trees I remember seeing when I was younger, living in Pennsylvania, and they were just still full of life and still beautiful when fall was starting out, and I was just really inspired by that. So that's the inspiration that I pulled for this spread specifically when it came to these trees. I don't know, there's just something so beautiful and calming about trees, and I don't know if I'm crazy for thinking that. But now I'm adding in just the extra life to these trees just to make them look a little bit more realistic. Now, of course, they're doodles, and I'm not a professional artist to make it look as lively as possible, but I'm just going based off of what I remember when I would see these trees. And I feel like it was perfect. It was the perfect tie-in. I feel like it really gave the trees that life that it needed. So when you look at these trees, I feel like I can close my eyes and actually see them in person, and that they look exactly the same, except, real trees aren't colored in with Crayola markers. But aside from that, I feel like it looked absolutely amazing, and I couldn't believe that I actually did this. Do you ever do that? You make something and then you just look and you're just like, did I make this? But going on to the leaves, I didn't want to do anything crazy, so I took a few Crayola markers from my color scheme and I just started dotting them onto the tree branches to represent leaves. And I was obsessed with the outcome. If you saw already the thumbnail, then you know how it ended up coming out. And I think this was just absolutely beautiful. I take it back with all my other spreads and say this is my absolute favorite of all time. It just came out beautifully. And for my quote, I just took my stamps and I just went in and just started one by one doing it. I feel like this time skip is a lot easier than actually stamping in one by one because I feel like it takes forever. But the quote that I decided to go with is, "And all at once summer collapsed into fall," by Oscar Wilde. Super satisfied with this spread. I go on to the next one, which is my monthly calendar, and like I've said in my previous video, I've decided to make the calendar a whole little bit more compact, being that I have a few planners. But all I did here was write September in faux calligraphy and decided to put the calendar in a giant stamp form, and I just felt like this was very fall and very cozy, so I thought instead of just doing a regular calendar, I would just make it into a stamp, and I love how it came out. And then I just added a little pumpkin up in the corner and a few little dots and just colored in the edges of the stamps with that same marker that I used on the trees. And personally, I think it came out absolutely beautiful and looked super cozy. I did choose a pretty bright orange now that I look at it, but you know what? It's okay. I have seen pumpkins this orange before, so I'm just gonna go with it. And to be honest, it still fit the vibe very well. All I did next was go over my September to make it faux calligraphy because I'll be honest, I'm not very good at it just yet, but I'm pretty decent at cursive. So I just went over it again to make it look like it's calligraphy, and I think it came out very, very pretty. I really like how this monthly calendar came out. Very simple, very minimal, with a little bit of doodles. Next is my notes page. This one I am carrying over from my last month's spreads, just because I kind of feel like I use it a lot. And in the corner, all I did was draw a little latte doodle. I tried my best. Like I said, I'm not perfectly amazing at coloring, but I did my best. I did love the lattes. I just feel like latte is very fall, especially pumpkin spice lattes, which I'm trying to start to like. Okay, I'm trying. Next, all I did was add a drop shadow to my notes as well as the words that I wrote in. But that was pretty it. This is pretty simple. I just write my notes on it from every month. On to the next page, it is my sleep tracker. And my sleep tracker, I wanted to add another tree, but this time I wanted to add more of a barren tree. So I did not add leaves to this one at all, but I kept the same format when it comes to my sleep tracker. I just feel like it's a lot easier for me to track and try to make different habits when it comes to my sleeping. Now all I'm doing is just coloring in the tree with a little bit of a darker brown to kind of represent like an oak tree. Again, I was inspired by up north and life in Pennsylvania growing up, but I feel like this tree was just absolutely beautiful. I took into account that trees are sleeping in the winter, and this is a sleep tracker, so I thought it'd be appropriate to do so. Next off is my habits tracker. This one was the cozy theme that I wanted to go for, so I tried to replicate what I did in my reading journal a little bit and put it here in my habits tracker, and honestly I think I did a pretty good job. I look at it sometimes and I'm kind of like, ugh, does this look cozy? Does this look but honestly I would totally curl up in that chair under that reading lamp with a good book, cup of coffee, and be good for the rest of the day. So I'm absolutely happy with how this spread came out. Is it my favorite spread? I don't know, to be honest. I really can't say. I think I have to look at it a few more times in the month of September to be able to tell you that, but I think it's absolutely cozy. But I am going to keep the same type of habits tracker that I've been doing. I feel like it's a lot easier. It's really fun for me to go in and color in the box every day, so I'm definitely keeping the same exact layout for my habit trackers, and I think I will for a while. But I'm just going in and labeling them all. So bujo, Instagram, read, switch, journal, yoga, plan, and skincare. And I'm just going to color in everything with the color theme that I've chosen for the month. And let me tell you, this like olive green color for this chair, I did not think it was gonna look this awesome. It definitely looks cozy. I did go over some things a couple times just to darken it to give it more dimension, and all I did was add a drop shadow to each of the habits. And yes, I am aware that read did not get the extra drop shadow, but don't worry, I have put it in and it's there. As I was editing this, I said, oh my god, what did I do? But those were the first three spreads, and then on to the next one. It is my mood tracker, and again I pulled inspiration from my reading journal because I absolutely love the concept that I came up with tracking my books, and I just wanted to go ahead and implement that into this month, being that when I think of books, I think cozy, I think of the fall and all those warm vibes. So I went ahead and I did the same thing. So there are 30 books on these bookshelves, and every day of course it's going to be a different color, representing a different mood. The only doodle I really did in here was a little tiny candle because I'm obsessed with candles at this point in my life. And to be honest, I think I've always been pretty obsessed with candles, but all I did was add my key, which I did with stamps, and then I went ahead and I Did not film me stamping in all the emotions because let me tell you, that took forever, and as soon as I got to like the third emotion, I regretted stamping them in. But this is what it all came out to be. So I have happy, anxiety, sad, calm, excited, tired, which I feel like I'm tired a lot of the time because I don't really sleep that much. Then there is also angry, bored, and meh. Now, to describe the emotion meh, do you ever just get up and just don't have words for what you're feeling? In my opinion, that is meh. So, if you guys can understand and relate to that, please comment down below and tell me I'm not crazy. But all I did was color in the bookshelves brown and then colored in the candle a little bit and added drop shadow to mood tracker. But then on to my to-do list. This one I'm actually really excited for because I love how it came out. I decided to do a coffee shop. So I took fall and I took cozy and I mixed the two together, and I feel like it came out beautiful. And let me tell you, I still can't believe I drew this. And you're gonna hear that quite a few times, but I don't know, the way the bricks came out, the way the coffee came out, I think it's absolutely amazing. And if you guys ever think that you can't draw a little coffee shop doodle, do not say that. Take it back and just sit down and give it a try, because I didn't think I could do it either, and it came out pretty darn good. I do say so myself. Like I said, I'm pretty impressed that I did this. But I think I loved this spread so much just because I was able to freely be creative. But all I did was add a drop shadow to my to-do paper, which I tried to make look like a menu, and I don't know if that shows. So if you can't really see that vibe, then pretend I didn't say that. But I did add this little green color into like the windows and the awning and the door, and I added a little red drop shadow to my windows and colored in the windows gray because I just didn't want white windows. I don't think any windows show through as white, so I just colored them in gray. I did draw little doodles of cakes, a table, and some cupcakes. I think they're cupcakes. They might be muffins, whatever tickles your fancy. And then I also took the liberty of coloring in the chair and the table, and then also coloring in the windows, that gray color. And there's a peek at my head. So hi, how you doing? That's how you can tell I was super into this, because you plainly saw my head in the shots. But that's truly all I did with this spread, and I just added a few more bricks into the coffee building because I just felt like the top to have bricks only just didn't make sense, so I just added that. But on to the next page. This is my YouTube page, guys. I'm super excited for this one. On the side I did like a faux calligraphy. I wrote YouTube and I separated it, so I kind of took inspiration from last month's spread and just migrated it over into September, except this time on YouTube I wrote it on the side and I just added a few like fall doodles, so like acorns, leaves, and stuff like that, which I think made it look very fall and very cute. Because there's not a whole lot that I wanted to do with the spread, because I do use the entirety of the spread and I write in and I fill out, so I didn't want to do a whole lot. But on the right side, all I'm doing is adding in every Wednesday for the month of September, and in that Wednesday I'm going to write out what video that I did upload for that month, and then I'm going to color in the box as I upload it. Next is my sub count, and we are at, I believe, 42 cozy friends, so I'm starting up to 50 for this month, so we're going to go from 50 to 100. And let me tell you just how shocked I am that we made it to 40 in just 1 month. You guys are absolutely amazing, and I'm so grateful that you find my videos comforting and interesting enough to watch. Thank you so much for all the support you've given me thus far. I truly appreciate it. Anyway, all I did was just add a few drop shadows here and there to the spread, which I feel like made it pop out a little bit more and give it a little bit more life. But other than that, I didn't do anything too crazy. Like I said, it's simplistic because I truly use this for what it is. But on to the next page. It's my goals page. So this one I did a little differently this month. Last month I did it in a little envelope, but this month I have a few more goals that I would like to accomplish, so I went ahead and added a little more. But all I did was add some leaf doodles and some pumpkins. I did like a mini pumpkin patch here, which I took inspiration from my October journal spread from last year, which I might show you when October rolls around. So all I did was that, and then I added in these little boxes that hold the information for what my goals are for the month. And I truly just made it a little bit simplistic, I'm not gonna lie to you, because these are pages that I'm truly going to use like in depth, and I'm gonna write things in, and if I feel like it looks too pretty, I might not want to write all over it. But for home, health, self-care, and relationship, which is like my relationship with my husband. And then unfortunately my camera died, so I wasn't able to film me setting that up. I'm so sorry guys, but that was what it looked like. I'll give you a close-up later, but on the last page I added a clean routine. So for that, it's just going to log my like daily, my bi-weekly, my weekly, and my monthly cleaning to-dos. So all I did with this one was list everything, and I added a mini calendar for the bi-weekly and the weekly stuff, so that as I go I can just check it off every day that I choose to do this said chore. And to make it cozy, all I did was add a little doodle on the bottom, but I did add the word clean on the top, and I tried to make it look kind of sudsy, like, you know, like we're cleaning. So I think it came out very nicely. I feel like this spread came out the way that I wanted it to, so I was really excited about this. All I did was color in the sudsy clouds that hold the calendars, and then I added these little arrows to point to where in the calendar it's supposed to go. So that's truly all I really did with this spread, and I just colored everything in, highlighted what I need to, and here is the final flip through. And that is all I have today, my cozy friends. Thank you so much for joining me for this September plan with me. I really want to encourage you guys to go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already, and become a cozy friend. And I will add my social medias if you want to check out some extra content and support me. Thanks. I will see you in my next video.